strategist, former Deputy Assistant Secretary for State and Legislative Affairs. Good to see you, my friend.
You too, Leland.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Let's put politics aside. They stop at the water's edge. Is it nice to have an American leader speaking a language that the terrorists understand?
It's very helpful. It's exciting. I hope that he can follow through. I hope that President Biden is able to get the deals done sooner rather than later.
This helps him, though, no doubt, right?
Well, look, President-elect Trump, he wants the deals done. He's even said it. He wants a ceasefire. So, yes, it does help. It helps to have unity of voice in the American leadership across both parties. There is no wiggle room. And it's clear that it's an American priority to get the hostages out.
Yeah, but this is different, right? Joe Biden's been trying to do this for 422 days.
Yes.
There was just an American that was announced that we thought was held hostage. Turned out Omar Nutter, 21, who had been serving in the American military, had been killed on October 7th. Joe Biden's not been able to do it. Admiral James Stavridis, MSNBC analyst, hardly a Trump supporter, just said today that we're seeing signs that the Iranians are already pulling back and backing down because of Donald Trump.
Well, it may be because of Donald Trump. I think it's more because of the Israelis, quite frankly. The Israelis are punishing.
So because the Israelis have ignored Joe Biden, then now all of a sudden it's working out.
No, look, a couple of things. First of all, there was a negotiated deal back in late November that did get many hostages out. There has been a devastating series of attacks and assaults by Israel against Hezbollah, against Hamas, that the Biden team has supported. Remember that President Biden has been consistently backing
Joe Biden
Israel
kept
throughout
telling
this
Israel
conflict.
to hold back over and over and over again. You don't get to change the facts. But here's what's interesting. Okay,
only on a couple parts.
Here's
not the whole thing.
Here's what's interesting.
Ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh great. Oh, we're only
in fact, no, not on Hezbollah.
But hold
on
hold on. I want to get you on this because there's a little precedent of this, right? Okay. Back in 1980, there were also the Iranians holding hostages. Okay, at the embassy in Tehran. Jimmy Carter, who they saw as feckless and weakless, which he was president. Ronald Reagan was coming to office, and before Ronald Reagan finished taking the oath of office, the hostages were out of Tehran because the Iranians recognize strength.
Look, if this is what gets it done, then that will be great. I don't know what the reason is in the minds of a terrorist to let hostages go. That's their own calculations.
No, what makes them want hostages to be let go is they fear keeping them will end in their death, meaning the terrorist death.
I don't think they have any doubt that Israel has been seeking to eliminate them, including Sinwar, the leader of Hamas, the leader of Hezbollah, Nasrallah, was killed, all congratulated by President Biden. All that said, I think it's a very good statement for President-elect Trump to make. I think it's
why isn't Joe Biden speaking like that?
He speaks very consistently about the need for hostages, but it's a different personality. Look, we're going to go through, you and I both know this, 4 years of incredibly intense, dynamic, diverse, sometimes crazy statements on Truth Social, Twitter, and all social platforms about foreign policy. I remember Fire and Fury. I remember that President Trump said Fire and Fury to North Korea, and then within months he was talking to Kim. So
I want to get you this on Joe Biden. This picture taken of him in Nantucket, this was going to be the big story until he pardoned Hunter Biden, walking out of a bookstore in Nantucket. The 100 Years' Wars on Palestine, Rashid Khalid, author of Palestinian Identity, a known anti-Semite, a known Hamas sympathizer and apologist, a known anti-Israel activist. If Donald Trump had walked out of a bookstore carrying Mein Kampf, it would be the lead story on every television network. By the way, as well it should be.
As well it should be.
And there is not a Democrat who cares about this. Why?
Well, I think Rashid Khalid's book should be ignored. And I don't understand why the president had it. I don't know how he got it. I haven't called him up and asked him that, but I do think that when you look at the record, you will see Joe Biden has consistently supported Israel throughout. There will be complaints about holding back certain bonds. I
want to get you on this though, but in terms of change, in terms of policy, Donald Trump's tweets have gotten results. Trump Truth Social on Mexico just had a wonderful conversation with the new president of Mexico. She's agreed to stop migration through Mexico into the United States, effectively closing our southern border.
Well, she disputed that.
It was a pretty productive conversation, she did dispute it, but Justin Trudeau flew down to Mar-a-Lago and has said the tariffs would cripple Canada's economy. I'm willing to work with Donald Trump. We're seeing a change in how the world views America, I think, for the better. Would you agree?
Well, what we're seeing are reactions to the new incoming president, as there always should be. And we're going to see some positive change, I hope, but we're also going to see some downside risk. Look, tariffs are going to hurt the American people as well.
Not if he doesn't have to put them in.
They're imposed. But Claudia Sheinbaum and Mexico has been engaging in a program over the past year to reduce the flow of migrants into the United States. And that now Donald Trump can't take credit for what's been done on Joe Biden's watch.
Okay.
All that said, I think these kinds of arguments that he's putting forward are helpful if they get results. We'll see if they get results.
Good to see you, my friend.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you very much. You get to sit here while I read this. We first wrote about